I'm coming hard.
I'm gonna eat your ass like a pot of collard greens, baby.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
He got a bicycle.
I'm here to get out with the big boys.
It's handling the Big Johnson.
From anal bleeding. What?
Wrestling All Day Podcast Nation, what is up, guys? Happy Saturday. I hope you guys are enjoying your day. And now, if I would have uploaded an episode on Thursday, like I said I was going to do, I would have missed all the good shit that happened last night. I tried to upload an episode last night, but my editing software took a shit. So, we're here with today's Saturday special, the first ever for the Wrestling All Day Podcast. Now, if you guys were watching SmackDown or have followed any social media in the last 12 hours, let's say, at least 12 hours, you guys have heard that Mickie James is going to be entering the Royal Rumble match. Now, Mickie James isn't the only one that they announced, but Mickie James tonight is going to be defending the Impact Knockouts Championship against Deonna Purrazzo at Impact's Hard to Kill. Now, a contracted Impact wrestler, a contracted Impact champion, is about to be appearing in 21 days at the Royal Rumble, 3 weeks from tonight. So, to a lot of people, this may not seem like a big deal, but indeed it is. You know, just a few months ago, Impact was working with AEW, and now we have WWE and Impact working together. That's kind of insane. So basically at this point in my life, I've lived long enough, and I'm 24, I have lived long enough to see Impact go from running weekly shows at a sweatbox in Nashville to rising to be one of the most popular promotions, to being the number 2 promotion in the entire world, to fall from grace back down to where it's at now. And again, I don't mean to knock Impact, but this could be something big for them. I mean, they're only pulling in, 100,000 viewers? I mean, that's more than I'll ever see on these fucking videos. That's more than I'll ever see, on my podcast, but that's not the point. The point is that Impact Wrestling it's a long way down from the top. And when you're second, it's still a long way down, all the way back down to the bottom. But Impact Wrestling working with AEW, they bought in Kenny Omega, they bought in Christian, and it still couldn't bring in, those big number draws that they were hoping for. So if this is truly going to be a partnership between WWE and Impact Wrestling, I could see this being something really, really big, and it could be a devastating blow to the competition for WWE. But with that in mind, Mickie James is going to be entering the Royal Rumble match. And not only did they announce Mickie James for the match, hold on, I'm taking a look here to see who's all in this match. Holy hell, what a lineup. They announced that the Bella Twins, the WWE Hall of Famers, I can't believe I'm even saying that, are going to be in the Royal Rumble match. Michelle McCool is going to be in the Royal Rumble match. Kelly Kelly is going to be in the Royal Rumble match. Lita is going to be in the Royal Rumble match. Of course, Mickie James and Summer Rae. Now, here's my question. Now, for the last couple of months leading up to her return, I heard thousands of people. I've seen it all over social media. You hear it at the events. We want Becky. We want Becky. We want Becky. People were clamoring for Becky Lynch. People were clamoring, and still are, for Ronda Rousey to come back. And now, here's my question to you. How many of y'all were seriously sitting there going, I can't wait for the day when Summer Rae comes back? Because I can tell you I was not one of those people. But I guess they need to fill as much as they can for the Rumble. I believe they announced that Charlotte's going to be in it as well. But Charlotte is the SmackDown Women's Champion, so who knows? Who knows what the hell is going to happen? But, yeah, the fact that the Knockouts Champion is going to be in that match is going to be absolutely insane. But again, back to the whole Summer Rae thing. How many of y'all were seriously sitting there clamoring, begging WWE to bring Summer Rae back? Like, when they announced that they were bringing Eva Marie back, I was like, like, there was like 15 people probably that cared. And then she got fucking shit-canned again. And the same thing with Summer Rae. So I'm assuming they probably just need some filler spots for the Rumble, like always. I just hate the fact that they announced it. Why the fuck would they announce something this big on social media 3 weeks before the show? Now think about it. Now you imagine you're sitting there at the Rumble, or you're sitting there watching the Rumble, whether you're at home or you're in the crowd. You hear 5, 4, 3, 2, boom. Mickie James music hits. Her name pops up on the screen. Now, if Mickie James at the time is still the Knockouts champion, either way, she's still an Impact. Can you imagine the fucking pure shock? Just 6 months ago, Mickie James got released. Just 6 months ago, Mickie James was on Twitter bitching about the WWE. Just 6 months ago, Mickie James was bitching that she got her stuff sent back to her in a trash bag. But I guess because Gabe Sap, whatever the fuck his name is gone, I'm assuming that's why she's open to working with WWE again. But the fact that she openly shit on WWE 6 months ago, and of course, as soon, like I said it before and I'll say it 1,000 times, when the money's right, you're willing to do anything. When the money is right, you're willing to do anything. So, money talks, especially in the world of professional wrestling, and we found that out tonight. Well, actually, we didn't find it out tonight. We found it out last night, and I'm just talking about it today. So, on top of Mickie James being in the Rumble, Lita being in the Rumble, the Bella Twins being in the Rumble, it's just an absolutely stacked Royal Rumble. And again, I don't know why they would announce this stuff. Like, I know the Bellas were a surprise in the first Rumble. I know Kelly's been a surprise in 2 Rumbles now. I guess it wouldn't make sense to have her be a surprise in a third. But, you know, Mickie James, the Bella Twins, hell, even Lita, her last match was at Evolution 2018. I know she was in the first Rumble, but she hasn't competed since 2018. The Bella Twins haven't been in a match since 2018. You know what I mean? Like, that would have been, you know, oh my god, they're here, holy shit moment. Mickie James would have been a definite, oh my god, she's here, holy shit moment. But, either way, WWE announced it ahead of time. I don't think it was the right call to announce all of those people ahead of time, but I hope we still get some decent surprises in the Rumble match. Bayley, Asuka, maybe Lacey Evans, hell, even maybe Ronda Rousey if we're lucky. But yeah, that's basically everything from last night, other than they needed to find an opponent for Roman Reigns for the Royal Rumble. Now, Brock Lesnar was supposed to fight Roman at day 1. Roman got COVID. Roman couldn't be there. Brock's the WWE champion. Well, Roman flattened his ass, and now Roman needs an opponent for the Royal Rumble. Well, I didn't watch this show, but I watched this segment. Somebody knocked on the door in the tune of the Shield theme. And when he opened the door, it was Seth Rollins laughing in the face of the Tribal Chief. Now, this is a match I've been wanting to see for a long time. I know we got it a couple times in the past, but this version of Seth Rollins versus this version of Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship on a big stage like the Royal Rumble, oh my fucking god, dude. Magic is going to be happening. And you know what? A lot of people don't want to admit it. WWE's been on fire lately. WWE has absolutely been on fire lately. I know there's a lot of people out there who aren't going to admit it just because you want to be, you know, negative. You guys want to just sit there and shit on everything WWE does because Dave Meltzer tells you it's cool. I get it. Do that. But if you're going to do that, also, since you like listening to random strangers on the internet, here, listen to me. Just get up out of your bed, put the Doritos down, go look at yourself in the mirror, okay? After you're done looking at yourself in the mirror, it's a nice day outside right now. There's some snow on the ground, but it's still a nice day. Go outside, look up at the sun, find God, and touch some fucking grass. But that's that. So, the Forbidden Door has swung wide open for WWE, and a lot of people, those same people who I just told to touch grass, are the same people who were saying, oh, well, WWE's never going to go through the Forbidden Door. Vince McMahon this, Vince McMahon that, Vince McMahon this. Vince McMahon is a billionaire for a reason, and there's a reason you're sitting on social media with 15 followers bitching about this billionaire. Find God and touch grass. Same thing with fucking Tony Khan. Tony Khan, now, I know Vince has done some fucked up shit, but Tony Khan basically came out and fucking buried Swole on social media like a jackass. And if WWE or Vince McMahon would have done that, it would have been an absolute shit show. WWE would have been canceled and shut down by that Thursday. It's absolutely ridiculous that Tony Khan gets away with it, all because these fucking internet dudes are, they're, for some reason, believe that Tony Khan's going to be the savior of the masses when he's really not. He's just a rich kid playing with daddy's money. But again, it goes back to the whole thing about bitching about a billionaire. There's no point in doing it because they're more successful than I'll ever be. But I also don't only have 15 followers, and, it's a very nice day outside, so again, find God and touch grass. But yeah, now that the Forbidden Door is swung wide open for WWE and Impact to work together, this could be the start of something big. And maybe I'm just looking too far into things. Maybe I'm looking way too far into things. But can you imagine the Royal Rumble? Moose comes out. Now, I know a lot of WWE fans probably have no fucking clue who Moose is. But there'll be a small amount of people who will be like, oh shit. And then, even if people don't know who Moose is, this could be the exposure that Impact needs to get those eyes on their fucking show. Because AEW can pull in as many viewers as they want. They can pull in as many people as they want. AEW is more hardcore fan-based than WWE. WWE is more casual-based. They got to please the sponsors. They got to please the casuals because those are the people who are going to keep coming back. The hardcore fan base, if you're a hardcore wrestling fan, WWE may not be for you. And you can sit there and argue all day that WWE is sports entertainment and AEW is pro wrestling. They're all naked dudes fighting for belts. It's not that serious. It's sports entertainment. Shut the fuck up, find God, and touch grass. But now that the Forbidden Door has been swung open, WWE and Impact could, this could be the start of something really, really big, or maybe it's just a one-off and everybody's looking too far into it. Who the hell knows? We'll find out in 21 days at the Royal Rumble. But I do want to talk about some stuff that's going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks. Speaking on the subject of Impact, PPW, Pocono Slam Fest, we're going to be having 2 Impact current contracted, I can't say superstars, but one is. We will be having, in conjunction with Cage Promotions, D'Lo Brown. D'Lo Brown, the first ever WWF Eurocontinental Champion, is going to be in the booth with me and Cage Promotions January 16th. And that episode will be uploaded on the 20th. But with that in mind, we're going to have D'Lo Brown in the booth, so make sure you get your questions in. And also PPW, January 15th, Pocono Slam Fest, 137 Aaron Lane, Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania. Come check it out. KH Promotions will be bringing in not only D'Lo Brown, but Heath Slater, or Heath Miller, or just Heath, whatever he goes by now. Heath Slater will be coming to the Pocono Slam Fest. And now, I don't know who's bringing in these other guys, but Kurt Angle is going to be coming in. Kurt freaking Angle is going to be coming in. Alexander Hammerstone, the current MLW World Champion, is going to be coming in. Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart is going to be there. Maven, the man who drop-kicked The Undertaker out of the Royal Rumble in 2002, will be in attendance that night. And then also afterwards, there's going to be a show. I believe that starts at 6:30 or 7. I could be wrong either way. But you can find out all the information on ppwwrestling.com or their social medias at PPW Entertainment. But again, January 15th, D'Lo Brown and Heath Slater. January 16th, D'Lo Brown will be in the booth. We will be asking D'Lo some questions. And again, it all depends on how he views things. Some personal highs in the wrestling business, some personal lows in the wrestling business. You guys can get your questions in, and the best questions will be answered on air. Send your questions in to @KH Promotions on Instagram or HOV4568, or you can send them to me at WAllDayPod on Twitter or Wrestling All Day Podcast on Instagram. Either way, get your questions in. The best questions will be read on air, and please, I don't know what it is with wrestling fans, but I know there's going to be some of you that are going to ask questions that shouldn't be asked. So I beg you, please don't ask anything stupid or personal about D'Lo's life, because those questions will not be answered and you will be banned from listening to our podcast. I will make sure that I IP ban your ass so you can never listen to anything of ours ever again. So please don't ask any stupid questions. D'Lo Brown is a very, very smart man. D'Lo Brown is a very well-respected man. And I don't want people asking stupid questions because it's an impulse for the wrestling community to ask stupid questions. And just please don't. I beg you guys, please don't. But also, there will be a live signing on KH Promotions' website that day. That'll also be on Facebook Live. You can come and talk with D'Lo Brown one-on-one. So that'll be also on January 16th. There's going to be a whole boatload of stuff coming out. A whole lot of content coming out here from the Wrestling All Day podcast. But yeah, we're super excited to have D'Lo Brown. Also on January 15th at PPW at 4:30, D'Lo Brown will be hosting a seminar. So if you want to learn from one of the best in the business, somebody who has over almost 30 years of experience, in the ring, behind the booth, behind the curtain, this is somebody you're going to want to go see. The seminar, I believe, is $30. It starts at 4:30, and you can learn from one of the best in the business. So if you want to check that out, 137 Aaron Lane, Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania, PPW Pocono Slam Fest, and PPW New Beginnings. But with that in mind, I think that's basically everything that I have to cover here today. I don't think there's anything else that we really have to cover. Yeah, it's been a long week. We were just at AEW, me and KH Promotions. We were just at AEW on Wednesday, and here's my thing. Now, I know I've been maybe not overly critical, but I've been pretty critical of AEW in the last couple of, last 2 years or whatever. The shows are fun, don't get me wrong. It's not the shows per se as much. I mean, there's some dumb shit that happens on those shows. Like, Phoenix got fucked up going through a very, very, very unnecessary table spot. The Jade Cargill versus Ruby Soho match, that was on both of those women. That match sucked. But the unnecessary table spot, that's sucking. And then the whole thing during the Lucha Bros versus Jurassic Express, they did this spot where they grabbed each other's arms, jumped up on the top rope, and then just stood there, looked at each other. And that's the thing. People lost their shit for that. That's too, and now, and this isn't knocking the indies, but that's too indie for, a big promotion like AEW. The number 2 promotion in the world. That's a very, very indie and very, very green looking spot. But yeah, the show itself, I mean, it was pretty fun for the most part. I think the part that turned me away the most was the crowd. The people in the crowd, and I hate using this word. I absolutely despise using this word. Probably some of the smarkiest people that I've ever seen in my life, and I hate using that word so fucking much. But man, like, the entire time, it was just NXT, Triple H, WWE, not from AEW, but from the crowd. People were chanting all kinds of WWE things. Like, there was a guy behind us chanting Triple H, Brie Bella, and NXT in a mocking way to Daniel Bryan, trying to imply that Daniel Bryan, I guess, was mistreated in WWE. I don't know what it was. But that crowd, man, they sucked the energy out of the building so fucking fast. It's not even funny. They really did. They really sucked the energy out of the crowd. Like, the first match was Hangman versus Bryan, and I had to watch half the match on the damn monitor because the people in front of me kept standing up, and I'm like, bro, if I wanted to pay $112 to watch TV, I would have just paid for cable and watched it at my house. If you know you have people behind you, and you're a big dude, now I'm a big guy, so if you see me in the front row of the show, I'm never standing up. I'm always trying to sit down, try to stay out of the way as much as possible. Unless I have to stand up, I'm not standing. But, if you're a big guy and you know you have people behind you, sit the fuck down. Don't be a dickhead. Don't be an asshole. Just because, like, I get it where we were sitting, it's kind of hard to see the ring, but you don't have to stand the entire night, especially when there's people behind you trying to see the same fucking thing you are. Don't be an asshole. Stop being a fucking dick. Go find God and touch grass. But yeah, that crowd definitely kind of ruined it for me. The atmosphere was, the show itself was fun. Getting to sit that close to the stage, watching some of the wrestlers come by, having Mercedes Martinez and Thunder Rosa beat the piss out of each other 10 feet in front of us was cool. But everything else was just kind of, The crowd really ruined it for me. But, I mean, it was still a fun night. I still had a good time. But, again, it's also New Jersey, and New Jersey just absolutely sucks. So if you're from New Jersey and you watch my podcast, I'm sorry, your state sucks. But, excuse me about that. 1 second here, guys. Let's see what else we got to talk about here. We did PPW, KH, whole bunch of good shit coming out in the next couple of weeks. Like I said, January 16th, we got D'Lo Brown in the booth. Get your questions in. We got one more episode before we bring D'Lo Brown in. We got one more episode before PPW New Beginnings. So make sure that you guys get your questions in for D'Lo Brown. And if you're in the area, come out and say hello. We'll be at PPW Pocono Slam Fest from 10 a.m. to 4, and then from 7 to whenever the fuck the show ends, I will be there as well. You can't miss me. I'll be front row. You're going to see some great action. You're going to see Heath Slater's actually going to be in action. He's going to be teaming up with the Samoan Storm Alpha Jr. to take on Joey Martinez, and I'm not sure of his partner's name, but I know that Joey Martinez will be involved in that match. Also, you can come see Primal Fear from Ring of Honor. They will be stepping into the ring in a 6-man tag match against South Philly's finest and Mr. Good Luck, Sam Adams. Again, there's going to be a D'Lo Brown seminar. AEW's Mercedes Martinez is going to be there. Santana Garrett is set to be there. The Sandman will be there. Snitsky will be there. Some random dude from The Walking Dead who played a zombie once and thinks he's famous is going to be there. Lance Archer, the Murder Hawk monster from AEW, is going to be there. Come check it out. You can see Bro Keller, the PPW World Champion, will be defending his championship against Impact Wrestling's VSK, and Action Andretti, who was actually just on AEW Dark this past Wednesday. It'll be on AEW Dark, I believe, this coming Monday. So make sure you come check that shit out. It is going to be absolutely off the charts. Bob Backlund is going to be coming in. So make sure you come check it out. PPW Pocono Slam Fest Convention and PPW New Beginnings. January 15th. And then January 16th, with a tape delay, it'll be on January 20th. We will be having D'Lo Brown in the booth for a podcast episode. We're going to be getting your questions in. We're going to be asking D'Lo all kinds of crazy shit. Hoping to hear some good stories from D'Lo Brown himself. So make sure you guys check it out. Make sure you guys give us a listen. As always, you can follow me on social media. You can find me on YouTube, Wrestling All Day Podcast. You can find me wherever you get your podcast, except for iHeartRadio, because they're taking forever to accept my application. You can find me on Twitter at WAllDayPod. You can find me on Instagram at Wrestling All Day Podcast. You can find KH on Instagram at KH Promotions or Ken Hoover. You can find him on Twitter at HOV4568. Get your questions in and make sure you check it out January 20th on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. We will have D'Lo Brown. So you're looking at the real deal now. And y'all better recognize. But at the risk of not screwing up like I did last week, I'm going to take this nice and slow because I fucked up my outro. So here we go. It's not just all day. It's every day. There we go. Thank you guys. I'll catch y'all for the next one.